Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Work on that savings account. Now, I know that seems just like a basic thing to talk about, but look, let's just be real. Many people are in trouble because they don't have savings. Anytime, I think the number was somewhere between, I think it was in the 40% range. Might have been over 50%. I got to find that number again. That I had seen, and this was a while ago. So it's probably worse now, where they said this percentage of Americans, it was at the 50%. If someone has an exact number, like right now, just share it in the comments, because I'm not even sure what it is now. It's probably worse. But 40 to 50% of Americans couldn't handle a $400 emergency. And I know it's tight out there, but look, people need to work on their savings. Work on their savings. You know, if they can just save, I'm serious, if they can just save $1 in their savings, like off of every paycheck, they doing something. And remember, I had talked before about cutting back on unnecessary expenses. And then if you do that, then you can actually put that into the savings. And I'm going to tell you, the biggest trick for savings is to pay yourself first. Now, at the beginning of the month, I started getting paid from the previous month from my different income streams, right? The first thing I do is put money into my savings. I pay myself first. Now, I'm in a position where I can put a whole lot in, but if maybe you're in a position where you can only put in $5, okay, go for it. You know, that'll build up quick. Say you get a normal job, most jobs, they pay every 2 weeks. So, okay, say you put in $5. Now people say, Rom, that's just $10. But you building it up and you getting into the habit. Now, one thing about putting money into the savings, you have to tell yourself you don't have that money to spend. Look at it like a bill. Once you spend money on a bill, once you pay a bill, you don't get that money back. You do not get that money back. Treat your savings the same way. Only time, put the money away. Only time you should touch that savings is an emergency. Like the way I look at my savings, like part of my savings is just for taxes since I'm in business for myself. But, you know, so I don't touch it for that. But then I'm also have another savings where it's just there. It's just there. Only time I will touch it is an emergency. And it's not even, and the biggest emergency other than, I mean, if something medical happened, which hasn't, knock on wood, but, you know, maybe a car emergency or something like that. But even then, I don't have to use it because I got my credit cards for that. And, you know, plus my particular car is still under warranty. So if it had to be something serious, I had to actually spend money on. But that's the whole thing. You want to build it up just to have it, because you never know. Like say, okay, like this situation with the COVID and the economy, where somebody had a really big savings and going through this, yes, they could probably still get that unemployment and, you know, whatever relief they can, but it would certainly help out. You know, and let's go back to when the other week when I was saying don't spend money on unnecessary things, unnecessary expenses. That money can go right into your savings. And see, here's the thing. Once you build up that savings, trust me, you become real comfortable. Like I'll use myself, like, you know, I'll talk about business on this channel as well as just managing your money. It makes a big difference knowing that no matter what, I can cover my expenses for a minimum 6 months, probably for a year, really. Yeah, if something happened, like if they like, and I'll do a future podcast on multiple streams of income. But say there's a serious cut at some of my streams or something. I can actually handle it because of my savings. And see, here's the thing, and this is what somebody should do in general. Just a general goal, whether you have a job, a business, anything. This is your goal. Let me give you a goal for savings. I've been moved to Spirit moved me to like give y'all a goal for savings. Try to build your savings to where you can cover all your bills, eat, and shoot, maybe even entertain yourself for 3 months minimum. Even if you have that 9 to 5 job, build your savings. Build your savings to you can cover not getting any money. Like that should be the goal, like minimum 3 months. If you can expand that to 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever. Just have it there. Because imagine, okay, looking back at this COVID thing, in February of 2020, the COVID thing was just something happening overseas. And people were still working, still going to restaurants, still doing their thing. All of a sudden, the COVID hit and they started shutting down things. And now some people, they didn't realize all of a sudden it's like, boom. Now, here's the beauty of it. If you have a minimum 3 months savings and say you lose your job, and it don't mean you did anything wrong, and even without the COVID, sometimes I've heard of plenty of occasions where people have lost a job and they were doing well. They were doing very well on it, but it would be all of a sudden. It would be all of a sudden. It was just like, wait a minute, how did this happen? And it's no fault of your own. When you have at least 3 months of savings, you have time. In 3 months, you got time to find something else or get something else. I'm going to use this COVID again. Like say, okay, when these shutdowns were happening in March, there were still businesses that stayed open. There were still businesses. If you got that 3 months, then, you cover it. It gives you time to find something else. And it might not be in your field, but, you could have been at a warehouse, could have been at a grocery store or something. You could still find something to hold you over until you can get back in your field. That's the thing. The savings is for emergency mainly. It's for emergency. See, a lot of people out here, they don't develop their savings. They're consumers. They're consuming too much. But you got to put away stuff for a rainy day. Sometimes you're going to have seasons of abundance. That's especially when you put stuff away because you at the same time, there's going to be famine seasons. And there's nothing wrong with that. It happens. It's going to happen. But then you can just ride it out. Indeed, that's how a lot of, I say people more in the upper echelons were able to do it because they had everything ready. They had backups and everything, and that's a very important thing. So anyway, work on that savings account, and let's go make that money.